Beware of information overload. Remember, we're saying stay with what you have tested and proven. Beware of information overload. There is a danger of information overload in our time. Look at Daniel chapter 12. Look at Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. 12:4. It says, the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Until the time of the end. Until the end time. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. He's telling us, revealing several millennia ago, what will be in the end times. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. One translation says, knowledge shall be multiplied, or knowledge shall multiply. And I prefer that translation. But because knowledge is not just increasing in incremental terms nowadays, it's multiplying. It's in exponential dimensions. Now, look at also, as we take off in this now, Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. It says, and further, my son, be admonished by these. Of making many books, there is no end. And much study is weariness to the flesh. And further, my son, be admonished by these. Of making many books, there is no end. And much study is the weariness of the flesh. Now, where we read in Ecclesiastes, in Daniel rather, chapter 12, verse 4, the Bible captures two things that will characterize the end time. Among other things we read in other places. Number one, increase in movement of people. Number two, increase in knowledge. Let's talk about increase in movement of people. Increase in human movement. It says, many shall run to and fro, back and forth. In those days, communication was by actual movement of people from one location to other. Information was transported by the actual movement of people from one place to another. And communication, therefore, was by actual movement of people from one place to another. Up until the time of Jesus and beyond there, that was the means of communication. To move the gospel, to move any information from one place to another, actual human beings had to move between those places. So, the apostles, in a short period after the death of Jesus Christ, were able to cover the known world with the gospel. The known world then with the gospel. And the reason was because travel was made easier. It was enhanced by the peace there was under the Roman rule. The Roman rule maintained peace by force, so that highway waylays and all those things were virtually eliminated. So it was easy for people to move from one place to the other, and so that was the way the gospel was moving then. Now, this prophecy of many running to and fro in the end time is fulfilled not only in enhanced movement of people. Nowadays, people can easily move from one place to the other within what would have taken like a year, a voyage from here to America that could have taken a year by the ships that were in 2,000 years ago can just take like 8 hours now. So you can move back and forth. It's easier. There are supersonic planes and all those things that make movement a lot easier. But beyond actual movement of people, I understand. I know. God began to show me that people shall move to and fro. It's talking about enhanced communication. Right now, there is we have virtual reality in every field. You can hold a conference now with somebody in any part of the world, see the person sees you, you pass information live without actually being there. That's enhanced information. That's still people moving to and fro. That's communication. It has become a lot easier. And that's one of the end time prophecies that was made by Daniel about the end time. Daniel said a lot of things concerning the end time. So, beyond the movement of people back and forth resulting from enhanced means of transportation, that movement to and fro symbolizes breakthrough in communication, which goes beyond actual movement of people. At no time in human history has communication been easier than now. All sorts and so many channels and more are coming out. Let's talk of the second part of it. It says, and knowledge shall be multiplied, or knowledge shall increase. It's an information tsunami in our time. It's our experience in this generation. Information or knowledge has always increased with time. Even for a child that is growing, with age, he increases in knowledge. In the human race, knowledge has always increased. Man has always added to what he knows. There was a time man thought that the earth was flat. With time, they realized that the earth is spherical. So knowledge increased, and we come up with new facts and realities. Knowledge is always on the increase. But the remarkable thing about our time is that it has moved from the incremental to the exponential. It's an explosion of knowledge in our time. It's a present-day reality, so much so that our time is referred to as the information age. So we are actually the generation, without referring to the book of Daniel, those that people have seen the volume of information and knowledge being churned out in our generation, and they have called this generation the information age, without knowing what Daniel said. And that's the end time. We are in the end time. All the signs are obvious. Every prophecy is being fulfilled in our time. Then Jesus said that when you see all these things, wars, rumors of wars, famines, and all these things, increase in knowledge, increase in movement and communication, working together at the same time, he said you should know that the time is near. When you see all those signs working together, you can't take one of those signs and say that that's it. But in our generation, all those things are coming together. The end is very near. So this information explosion, knowledge explosion, is an affirmation to the fulfillment of Daniel's prophecy.